LOVCHEZ presents Chips and Dip. And here with this week's recipe is your host, Matthew Crawford.
Hello, welcome to Chips and Dip. Today we're going to make a special cheese dip that I learned when I was about 12 years old after eating the dip at Chili's. And what's great about this dip is one, it's delicious, and two, it's really easy to make. Your main ingredients that you're going to need is some Velveeta cheese, about 8 ounces, which is pretty much the standard bar cut in half. Some shredded Mexican cheese, some tortilla chips. I like the scoops, they work the best for snacks, and some chili. Wolf brand probably tastes the best. A lot of other chilies have that kind of barbecue flavor and it's not as good. And then just some salt and pepper. All right, we're going to start here by cutting up the cheese. The cheese melts a lot better if it's cut into small blocks. If you do one solid hunk, you'll be microwaving it forever. And I like to cut mine in kind of like loaves of cheese, if you will, and then just split those in half. So first, let's cut these up. I'll break these up, put them in the bowl. This is going to be about a serving for 2 to 3 people. Not really necessarily a meal, but it's a good appetizer. All right, now I'll cut the cheese up. I'll take the chili. My can opener's having problems today. Well. Alright, well. If you are having problems with the can opener, you can always just pry it open. Well. That's not working. I guess I can always just shake it out. All right, well, I have technical difficulties with my can opener. What you gotta do is you pour about enough chili to cover the cheese, not completely over the top. You want some of the pieces sticking out. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna microwave this for about 3 minutes. About halfway in, you're gonna take it out, about 1.5 minutes through, and we're gonna take some salt and some pepper. And we're gonna mix it in, not too much salt because it's already salty by nature, but I like a lot of pepper because it gives it a lot of spice. And another thing to do, the taste of the chili is kind of overpowering. So one good thing to do is put this shredded cheese on top, and it kind of gives it that thicker flavor, like because the chili kind of comes watery. And so by mixing in this cheese, it kind of thicks it up and gives it that kind of stretchy feel. Let's see. One neat thing to do with the snack, though, that you can do if you don't want to put the shredded cheese in right away and half in the middle, you can take the tortilla chips, like the scoops, and you can fill them up with the stuff, and then after you've microwaved it, get the shredded cheese and then put it on top, and that kind of makes a little snack. It kind of pops because you got the melted cheese over the top, and then you got the queso underneath. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and get this ready in just a second to microwave once we get the chili ready, because like I said before, my can opener decided to go AWOL. Let's see. Get these chips out here ready. And we're gonna go to a break here in a second. When we get back, we'll be about halfway done microwaving, and we'll just see what we can do. Hopefully the can opener starts working. And all right, so we're gonna go to our break, and when we get back, hopefully we'll get this thing going. Thank you.
A gift wrapped in field of flowers is like getting a bouquet. Most wrapping paper ends up lining a drawer or in the trash. Wait, don't throw your field of flowers wrapping paper away. There are flower seeds in field of flowers wrapping paper. Plant your field of flowers and watch your bouquet grow.
All right, and we're back. We got this in the microwave. Finally, we get the can opener problem to work. All right, now like I said before, we're gonna take this, we're gonna let it heat for about 1.5 minutes, and we don't want it to be melted all the way. The chunks are gonna kind of break down. And like I said, we cut them into small pieces because if you put them in big ones, it'll just be a big floating ball of cheese. And about 1.5 minutes down, we're gonna take it out, and we're gonna put some spice in. Now, I like the pepper because it already has a really kind of salty taste, and you need something to set that off. So I usually put a lot of pepper. You don't have to, but I enjoy it. But a little salt does go a long way because the chili flavor is kind of overpowering. So I usually just use the cheese and the pepper to overpower it. In about 30 seconds, we'll break this out. Let's see. I usually like to clean up as I'm doing it. One thing I like to do, let's see, make sure they don't get chili all over their microwave is put something on top of it, because I almost made a mistake, because once the chili gets hot, it likes to pop. So unless you don't want a microwave that's absolutely covered in chili, definitely cover it up. Here we go in about 10 seconds. We'll break up some of the cheese. All right, let's just go ahead and do it. All right, so the chili's kind of bubbling, and it's not all the way done, but it's close. And pretty much your tell if you finished is if there's almost no actual solid blocks of cheese left. As you can see, I like a ton of pepper. All right, got the pepper in there. I'm gonna break it up with a spoon. The chunks are still pretty solid, but the outer area of them is starting to melt off, which is what you want. And you can kind of tell also by the color, because it kind of starts to take on a yellowish color versus the brown from the chili. And just kind of break it up. There we go. We got that pretty chopped up. And I'll take the shredded cheese. Now the shredded cheese I don't mix in. I don't know if just personally, I think the taste is better when it kind of creates a top melted tier of cheese. It kind of looks like this. I'll put that in there. There's not as much of a worry after the first 1.5 minutes of the chili going all over the microwave, but I like to do it anyways. And when it's done, you'll get a top like melted center. It's kind of like those cheesy mushroom soups, and they have the top layer of cheese. I like that, but when you mix it up, it makes it real streamy and real thick, and by being so thick, it helps feed a lot of people. We got about 1 minute and 15 seconds left on this. Now, I didn't do the cheese later. I like to do it now, but like I said before, you can take it and not do the shredded cheese, same order of things, but just put the queso in here and then put the layered cheese on top, and it kind of looks like a little volcano. You got this little scoop, and you fill it with the liquid queso with cheese overflowing over the top, and it just really pops. The only thing is you have to be careful about is it will be extremely hot. So if you do make these, make sure that you give it some time to cool, because the cheese, the outer harder layer of cheese will not be so hot, but the inside will be like lava. So you might want to give it at least a minute or two to cool down. We got about 30 seconds. And I like this dip because it's really quick, and it's something really easy to make, and it can feed a lot of people. So if you're wanting to have like my wife, she doesn't like to eat a lot. One thing to do is give it like this appetizer to start out, and it will pretty much chop your hunger in half, even if you only had a small bit of it. And we got about 10 seconds. Always use, since you're having the microwave so long, make sure you have hot pads to carry it, because the bowl will be extremely hot. My hands just happen to be numb to it. And it'll kind of be boiling like this. I don't know if you can see or not. This is kind of this little island of cheese. I'm going to take it, I'm going to break it up, stir it up, and that's it. That's your fast cheese dip. Thank you for watching. This has been Matthew Crawford with Cheese Dip.